Welcome back. So today's video, I'm going to teach you how to do the back post double crochet. Now there's one thing that I want to mention is if you already understand how to do a double crochet, then you should have no problem with this one. If you're just learning how to crochet, then this might just be a little bit tricky, but it's okay because trust me, I made this video in a way that you can actually learn how to do it step by step. And also, one thing I want to mention, just watch this video all the way through and then give it a try. This is not a video where it's like a pattern where you need to stop and pause. Just watch and go through the whole process, because the main thing to understand with this particular stitch is learning the position, like learning where the post is and how to place your hook in between the post and go either the front or the back of it. So in this case, the back post double crochet, we're going to go ahead and show you exactly how to do that. And if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. So what I want to show you right now is actually, this is a little swatch that I made. This is just a double crochet swatch. And the reason why I'm showing this is because I just want you to understand the different parts that make up the stitch real quick before we actually dive into it. So normally when you're actually crocheting, you're going to remember the very top of it, you have these little V's. You know, this is how you count your chains. And when you're doing your stitch, normally you would go through the V itself, like go underneath that little V section. But here I want to spread this out a little bit so you can see. As you can tell, these all have what's called a head of your post, head of your stitch. Then you have the post. And this is what we're going to be doing. So since we're going to be doing a back post double crochet, you have to understand the parts. So these, like where I spread this up, you can actually see each one of these is a post. So what we're going to be doing in this particular training is going through the back. So instead of going crocheting underneath the little V section like this here, we're actually going to be going through the post, and we're putting our hook through this section here, grabbing the yarn and pulling it through so it goes to the back. So you'll see that here in a second. I'm just going to show you, but again, what I tell you is if you're starting this off, what I'd like to do is tilt the yarn over sideways a little bit so it makes it a little easier for you to get into, because it's going to be a little tricky holding the yarn going to the back post, and you'll see here in just a second. What I have here is actually a swatch made of double crochet, and what I'm going to do right now is actually, I got to the very end, I just turned my work over, and now I have to go ahead and chain 3, and then we're going to go ahead and start our very first double crochet. So normally right at this point here, when you do double crochet, what you would do is just yarn over and go to the next little stitch, like I was talking about the V. But in this case, what we're going to do, instead of going to this little stitch there, we're going to go to the very first post. And let me turn this over just to get a little better understanding. So we're going to be putting our hook through this post right here. And this is where we're going to go through. So just, again, like if you saw me just mention just now, when you're working the back post, I like to turn my work a little bit at the side so it makes it easier to get into. So, and you'll see why, because this is the part that's a little bit hard to grab. So I'll do my first yarn over, and then I go to the post here, go through, yarn over, and a pull underneath that post, and now you should have 3 loops on your hook. So go here, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So same process. So now we go to the next one, yarn over, and we go to the next post, yarn over, pull through, so it goes underneath that. And again, sometimes, like I said, it might be a little hard to hold, so just make sure you put the yarn however feels comfortable for you. So now we're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So there you go, that created both. So now what you see, it's putting the post, pushing it backwards. So that's why it's called a back post. It's going to give you a little ridge at the very back of it. So I'm going to go ahead and do another one, yarn over, go underneath the post, yarn over, pull through. I have 3 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And let me show you. So again, if I didn't show you this earlier, I'm going to show you. This makes a big difference when you're looking at, this is a single post, and this is just a single crochet, and this is just a front and back post. I just played around with different things, but it gives it texture. So that's why I like this. Like if you see little bumps, you'll notice it has little ridges. That's why I like to tell people when you're learning stuff like that, like they're doing right now, the back post, depending if your pattern told you to do it or not, but just play around, do a front post, do back post, because creating these different textures is what's great about crochet. You can do so much with just one little minor difference of where you place the hook in correlation to the actual stitch. Like if you did one on the very front loop, the back loop, or there's just so many different things you could do. So, but right now, again, you just learn how to do the back loop double crochet. Go to the next one, boom, and it makes a very cool texture. So it's something you should try. It looks good. It brings texture to your piece, and it's a fun thing to do. So there you have it. If you like tutorials just like this, again, I learned this. I speak with my coach every week, and she teaches me new patterns or teaches me new techniques. And what I like to do is make videos once I learn them, because I can always refer back to these later at another point for myself. And also, it's a refresher for me, but plus it can actually help you as well. So if you like this type of stuff, please be sure to subscribe. I got more stuff like this coming up, and also I got some free goodies in the link, so check the links in the description below. You can see some cool stuff we have. We got training, got courses, all kinds of things, and we also have a shop coming up, so you can take a look for that. It's gonna be I Love Crocheting. That should be coming up really soon. And as always, ciao for now.